Hey, Skilly Bob Bob, and here we go again. We are here on North Canadian Corner with some pretty interesting people. They're actually maniacs, right?
Yeah, all of us are right now.
Yeah, all of you are. Are you all from Maine originally?
Yes.
You admit it?
Except for Britney, she was born in New York City.
Oh, so you were the star. Okay. And you're here from the New England Spirit Society.
Yes.
Very good.
And they are paranormal?
We are paranormal.
But how can you be paranormal if you're not normal?
Because we're all
That's where the para
not
comes
normal
in.
paranormal.
Oh, that way. Okay. Okay, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Eric. I'm an investigator on the team. We have my daughter Britney here, if you want to go online. We have Paula, Keri, Pam, and down over the corner is Ammo.
Oh, yeah. Where's that boy?
He's lying down.
He's tucked
Right
under
there.
there.
Now, do
But-
each one of you have a different role in this society here?
Yes, there's a few members missing. I'm the token good-looking man. Everyone else is women. So I have the beautiful ability to tolerate 8 women. 8 women.
He's choosing his words carefully.
So Jamie and I are we're listed as lead investigators. We're the ones that go out and talk with the customers. We get information. We get an address. We write down some information that we're getting. We will contact Pam and Paula, give them an address only. We give them nothing more than just an address. We have an investigator, Ashley, who will just give nothing but an address. She'll do research. Paula and Pam will do remote viewing.
Sounds exciting. Have you found that when this so-called virus here, has it held you people back from actually investigating?
I don't know.
Nope.
Not me.
No, I mean, you still go to the places or whatever?
Only if somebody's maybe uncomfortable in their home, they want to hold off or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But other than that, I don't know.
Well, Lindsay, I got to tell you, I found another good use for those masks. I watched someone, they make a great Kleenex. I watched someone blow their nose into it and garbage it. It makes a great Kleenex.
Hey,
Doesn't it?
I'm resourceful. I'm resourceful. I didn't have a napkin. I didn't have a tissue. I needed to
I
blow my
didn't
nose.
know.
Adapt and overcome.
I'll own it.
Yeah, but it was, So, folks, I guess if you want to say it's useful that way, because I don't, for the life of me, understand. They say that you can still get the virus. Mm-hmm. They say that you can still spread it around. So, what the hell is the sense of having that shot? They don't tell you the side effects. That song is coming beyond the sunset of coming again. Mm-hmm. And it definitely is in the air, and I think it's your father. Was your father quite religious? Was he a country and western music fan?
He did used to listen to a lot of different types of music. Yeah, I think he did listen to that.
I'm going to have you look it up sometime.
Okay.
Your mother is very happy.
Good.
She's saddened that she had to leave you like she did. But she's also wants you to know. Well, you were her little baby girl, granddaughter. Okay. But she did tell me to get the pressure out of your ass and get a job.
Trying.
But she believes in you. And she said that one thing about you is that she never has to worry about you being a problem. Okay. You two were close, weren't you? Swimming and patient with you at times. I'm sorry, but
It's fine.
she also was she a dancer? I hear a lot of
Yeah,
music.
she was actually pretty good for dancing. She had her name was Eileen, but she kind of had a lean too. She had when she was young, she had her hip fused, so one leg was longer than the other. But that didn't stop her from her. My father could actually whip it up pretty good on the dance floor. They were actually really good to watch.
See, dancing is I don't know if I call it dancing today, what they're doing in gyrating, all that. And I was a dancer, so what they're doing today is not dancing.
Yeah, it doesn't,
Dancing, like if their culture, like I love watching different country cultures
Yeah.
dancing, and the music. I think that is phenomenal.
Yes.
To
I do
watch
too.
all that too.
Yeah.
And you're Pam, right?
Yep.
Pam,
She has been for a while.
you sure?
Well, sometimes I'm Paula. Sometimes
Yeah,
I get that
I'm
a
actually
lot.
getting the names right today.
Yes, you are.
That's a miracle and a half.
it is.
But one of the things I want to tell you is that your father did pass, right? Am I correct? Now, he also told me that he loved both of you. And you have a sister, another sister, or just a brother?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we have
we
two
have
brothers.
one brother. We had two.
Yeah, one of them passed.
Yes.
Well, he's with your dad. And he told me to tell you, and your mother also passed, right? Or
Not
she-
yet.
no, okay.
yet.
But she's not doing well.
No.
Correct.
He wants to let you know he's ready to bring her home. And I think she wants to go
I
home.
think
Yeah,
she's
she
probably
does.
ready.
You have to let her,
No, I'm letting her.
okay? Don't hold her back. You have to let her, okay?
No, I would never do that.
Same with your mother, Keri.
Huh?
Your mother, right now she's doing really well, isn't
Yes,
she?
she is.
She's made a fantastic recovery,
Yes.
okay? A lot of times when they make a fast recovery like that, you keep a special eye on them.
Oh yeah.
Because she's
Yeah.
very tired.
She's yeah. Well, she's still having issues with her her blood levels going low. So, and she's trying to stay upbeat about that, but she wants to know what's going on.
She really doesn't allow her sickness to control her.
No. Nope.
Just like your mom doesn't allow her sicknesses to control her either. And I agree with it, because I think when you allow the sickness to control you, then you've already been defeated.
Correct.
Right.
That's like your mother didn't allow it. But she was ready to go home.
My mother, the more that we looked into it, she had this pre-planned
Oh, yeah.
in grave detail. I mean, great detail.
Well, she knew it was time to.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's sorry that, especially you, she's sorry that she left the way she did. But she also wants you to know that because it kisses you goodnight every night. I'm not a particularly believer in heaven and hell. I think this is hell. You know?
I agree so most of the time.
Well, have you ever seen these horror movies like Between Heaven and they have all this fire and brimstone and oh God, that's where you're going to live if you don't follow the righteous path and all. So you being paranormal, that means you're probably destined to go to hell.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna build a water park.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well, I hope that they have nice fresh martinis here
Right?
when air conditioned.
Oh, I'll make sure.
Okay, you know.
A
'Cause
full bar.
I'm a firm believer this is hell. Okay.
Yeah, I think I mean,
And and the thing is, people can believe in whatever they want to believe. What scares me is these neurotic political people. Hey, I used a big word.
you did.
Political people, they're not just Democrats, they're Republicans too, that all think they know it all and that try to destroy us. And people have, now it's time to fight back. And you have plenty of spiritual people in your realm of what you're doing and helping you to fight the democracy. Because we got to make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there again, I'm not blaming just the Democrats. I'm not blaming just it's the people that voted them in. Were it for allowing them to run the country instead of changing it,
Mm-hmm.
So enough on that right now, because I'll get to it because I get jabbering. Not that I talk much.
Well, I'll just say one other thing. I think that the original founders founded it on what they thought was a godly and original and a like a process like
Right.
that. They were looking for something a little bit higher in the thought process. And I think if people go and study their original thoughts and the things that they wrote, they will understand a lot better.
I have a friend. She was on last week. She's running for governor. Okay. what was her name again, Scott?
Karen Tuster.
Yeah, she wrote a book about the state constitution and the American Constitution. And I agree with, I'm not religious. I don't believe in the word religion. I think that you all have to be within yourself. If you want to call them a Christian, you want to call it God, I think you're the same way. Now, it's not up to me to judge, But I think religion is a hate word.
I think certain religions were created as a control system.
Yeah, it was a form. It was like a form of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
all of what we call, what's the word I'm thinking of when it's not
Catholicism.
religion? No, just the idea of like a religion. but-
Ideologies.
No,
like your
no,
beliefs.
It'll come to
it'll
it.
come to me.
But Mike,
If it's important,
now,
it'll come to me.
if you and Debbie Miner over here, that's a good name, isn't
Right.
but if you and your wife here were of different religions,
Mhm.
and if you were Catholic and he was Protestant, they would kick you out of the church, they would judge you, they would tell you you're going to hell and all
Like a
that,
heretic.
Huh?
A heretic.
Yeah.
We are actually different religions.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you in a wild sex religion?
Sure.
All right. She's smiling on that one. Uh-oh. But no, and this is what it's God, and they talk about God being a loving God, right?
Mhm.
Then I believe it's the people that are, and the reason why I'm talking like this is because Spirit is doing it, but that's what we're going to go into talking about, you guys studying the spiritual. That people are the ones, because I don't believe in the universal spirit as I call it. It tells you, oh no, you can't marry that one, or no, you can't live with this one, oh no, you can't have a male partner or a female partner. I'm sorry, I don't believe that the universal spirit says that. I think the universal spirit wants us to do good work, absolutely. Take care of each other, love each other, and be kind and be grateful for what you have. What's your comment?
I think that's a perfect, that's how I look at it. I look at it as you need to treat everybody like you would treat yourself. And even the ones that, can't receive that, be patient with them. I'm not always patient with them.
That's one of the things I've had to learn. Scott had taught
I'll
me
be
how to be
honest.
patient like there is no tomorrow. He does everything very routinely, and it seems like, we're never going to get done. But he always manages to get it done.
But I think we're here to learn. I think we're here to learn that and, be open to the learning process.
Yeah, see, as far as, what is your feelings on religion, the word religion?
I call myself spiritual. I'm not a fan of organized religion. I think that if you look at the basic tenets of religion, most our religions, they're very the same. It's just depending on how they were manipulated over time by kings and governments, and as you said, people that want control. That's the interpretations that you get. So for me, I stick to the tenets in my life, and of doing good and helping people and things like that as best I can. But yeah, I have tried to be involved in organized religion several times throughout my life and just found more hypocrites in than out. So I just do me.
Yeah, and I agree, because I believe I've been a Methodist, a Catholic, a Congregationalist, you name it, I've done it all. But I call myself the universal spirit because I take a little bit of, I love what Buddha has to offer. Okay, I'm a firm believer in Buddha. Your comment about religion?
I agree with her. I
You're not going to make a very good congressman.
No, I don't want to be.
I know, right?
I don't have a specific religion. I try to treat others as I'd want them to treat me. I try to help people when I can, if I can do it, if I can afford it, or, maybe not in a monetary way, but, just to be there if somebody needs to talk. And I don't.
When I go out for my walks, it's amazing how many interesting people I meet. And there's a couple of I've actually walked over and gave them hugs instead of crying with them instead of a little praying.
Okay.
One of the ladies came back 2 weeks later and said, because of you being encouraging to me, I got a job at an apartment. Isn't that what we're supposed to be
Right.
It
doing?
is what you're supposed
That
to
is
do.
supposed to, and I'm not looking for that. I don't need a pat in the back. I have the higher power that takes it from me. And what is your comment about religion? You gotta use your brain now.
Oh no, I use my brain when it comes to religion.
All right, she spoke out.
Yeah, she's just trying not to get herself in trouble.
I mean, I went to church up until middle school and just didn't believe half the things that came out of people's mouths, so I kind of just followed my own path.
And that's what we kind of like forced ours. I had 5 stepchildren. We kind of forced them to go to that born-again Christian church, and my son too. And my son was never happy there or whatever. And he has his own path. He's pagan. He's proud of it, and I am proud of it for him. He can do tarot cards if he wants to. He's not really do it publicly. That he and I, we have a lot of fun talking about it.
Yep.
And then I am blessed, just like you are with the children and the son that I have and my granddaughter. I'm blessed, you know, and I know you guys are too. Even if she is a helter-skelter.
She'll do in a pinch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you don't want her to grow up.
I have fun with her the way she is.
Yeah.
We caused a lot of hate and discontent together.
Yes,
There
they
you
do.
go. And what's going to end up happening when she finds a Mr. Right? And
If he's Mr. Right, then he'll survive.
you can't judge him.
No, because I usually kick them before he kicks them, so.
Or they run away because they're afraid of me.
Okay, how did your group get started?
Well, there were 4 of
Peanut
us. There
Can
were
you count
4.
that high?
Huh?
Can you count that
I
high?
can
Oh,
count.
right.
Yeah, my math is not that good. My
Oh,
English.
No, they were
My
giggling the
English is
fact
much
that
better.
somebody under the table was making noise.
We were with a group that we were not happy
Yeah, I
with.
remember that.
Yes, with some of the way things were going, and we had different ideas about how to proceed and what to do, and so between the 4 of us that always worked together, we just decided, hey, why not just go do it, right? So we did.
Now, do you have to register with the state of Maine?
No.
No.
Really? Oh, I had to.
We
For
did.
And I do readings on,
Oh well, yeah. It depends on what you're doing. I mean, we're not asking for anybody to pay us or
Yeah.
money or.
No.
everything we do is for free.
Ooh.
Everything.
Ooh. You heard that, folks?
You have to be careful with your English. Not everything.
Everything we do is in the paranormal world.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Do you talk to the spirits?
All the time.
Yeah. Do you?
No.
Are you afraid of them?
Not really. I just. I
Not
don't
your
know.
forte.
Since she's
Not
met
really.
the sisters, she's been experiencing a little bit more enlightenment.
Yeah.
But sister?
The sisters, Pam and
Oh,
Paula.
yeah. Do you chat with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the one, I still can't go in that spirit that love Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
They really do, and I've never seen that happen before that or said. And in fact, there's one lady come out and tell you, please make sure you guys tell Jamie hi.
We will.
Her name is Agnes. Okay. And you had a strong male image out in the green
Yeah, you
room
were saying
up
that, yeah.
there, okay. And he actually died in this building.
No, it's too
On
bad.
this property. Okay. But without you realizing it, you actually released his soul.
Okay.
Okay. And a lot of times when you go to do these paranormal, Ghostbusters, whatever, you people are the only ones that can actually say that I believe in the spirits of paranormal, because you guys are not out for the money, like you just said, and if they donate, that's fine. But I don't usually, because I have a lot of problems with it, and I see people abuse it. Like, they go with those ghost hunters on TV and all that. That's so absurd,
Well, there's
Yeah.
a big difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal investigator.
Right.
Ghost hunters are trying to strictly get evidence and capture things that are considered paranormal. Our focus is to actually rule out everything with a logical, scientific, explainable reason,
Right.
and then see what's left.
Yeah.
We have this nice. You know that man. You know when you play Monopoly and that guy that wore the top hat and the gold and the beard. We actually have a man in that image in our house. I like him, and he doesn't bother us. You know, he lets me know things are not going the way they should. But we also have a lot of cat spirits in our house. You know? And whenever folks don't be afraid of spirits, I don't believe in demons to begin with. Do I think they're spirits that are kind of bad? Yeah, and they want to raise hell with you? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But do I think they're demons and they're devils? No, absolutely not. I think, you know, as a child growing up, I can't picture you getting yourself in a whole lot, any of you getting yourself in a whole lot of trouble. I can picture him being a
Certainly.
wayward boy, you know, growing up and stuff.
No, we
You and
had-
I probably wouldn't have been on the same part of getting in trouble all the time. You know?
Probably.
But that would have been fun.
It would have been.
Yeah.
We had two
We can
parents.
still try.
There you go.
We had two parents that were right on it, so yeah, we didn't.
Yeah. And you have no regrets for it.
No.
You know, see, this is the problem. What happens with people is there is no family communication.
Well, we also grew up in a different time, too, because
Yeah.
my mother actually knew more than she would say about what I was doing.
Oh, don't you? My foster mother, she'd say, I know what you did over there. I go, but you weren't there, you know? And I can remember one time I went to the beach and I forgot to tell her. And she came, and I had some friends around. She was not bashful, taking my wet towel and smacking me with it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But then, but you know, I still respected her and I still loved her for it because, you know, and that's what it was about. Are there over beatings on children? Actually, you know, my dad did. But still, I don't think a crack on the buttocks hurts anybody.
No.
No.
You know?
Did
Right
it hurt,
shot.
Britt?
No, I'm not as entitled as half the lower generation is.
Because Britt would get a good warming every now and then if she misbehaved. But it wasn't excessive.
You got it. I can't picture you getting a spanking.
She's
wait,
got
it
red
didn't-
hair. Are you kidding me?
It didn't happen a lot because
No.
once the first time it happened, it was like
Isn't it
lesson
awful?
learned.
When you feel worse than they do. My
Yeah.
son was playing with the stove and I went like this on his hand. What? No. I cried more than he. But actually, I think with strict discipline, I don't mean overboard strict.
Right.
I think with strict discipline, like you have a lot of respect for your parents, you know, and you have a lot of respect that you do too. I'm kind of glad like I'm an orphan, so to speak, because now I don't have all of the headaches that what you people had to go through when being a child. I kind of grew up on myself, but I was very fortunate, and as mother for like my foster mother, I was blessed.
Tell me which
But-
one of your parents had your abilities?
My
Both?
mother,
Mother?
my real mother, and my foster mother. I think my father did too, but I know my real mother did. I inherited her.
Yeah, because there was something you said about how she knew something or came
Yeah.
after you. And I said, oh, I bet it was her.
Oh yeah, my foster mother. Oh yeah, I didn't know my real mother the other day, but my foster mother. I'm gonna tell you, she was awesome. I was spoiled,
I can't imagine that.
and I still am spoiled.
Yes, I was going to say.
Yeah. I like being spoiled.
Might as well be, right?
You spoil him,
I do.
and he spoils you.
Sure.
No, we'll go along
We'll
with
go
that.
with that.
Right.
But you spoil her.
I don't.
I don't have boots on today. But you know, we can spoil our children like you spoil your children, you spoil your children. But we can do it lovingly, and you can spoil with love and material things.
Without creating
when
a
it's
bratty
just-
child.
Huh? I'm sorry?
Without creating a bratty child.
Really? Yeah. You know, and of course, I was quite a bratty child in school.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah. I had to
School
sit on a
sucks.
wastebasket in school because I wouldn't sit up straight in my chair.
How
There
was
is-
the wastebasket helping that?
Probably to embarrass me because
I
it was a
guess.
parents' week.
I threw a desk at a teacher.
Oh, I wasn't quite that. I sat the teacher cry.
But that was their fault because they wanted me on Ritalin. So they put me on Ritalin and they found out exactly what happens when I get on Ritalin. I had the adverse effect.
Yeah, well, speed.
They're
Right.
too small to pick up a desk.
I know,
No,
we were like
no.
13 or 14. We had this teacher, and I don't understand why she got upset because we all took turns slapping the back of her bra. They kicked me out of school for the day. But I wasn't the only one doing it when I took the blame. But anyway, they've lost education today. I don't want to see a child being taught transgender. I
Nobody
don't
left
want
behind.
It. I'm sorry?
I don't know what they're teaching, but it's not great. It's not the skills you need to go out into the world.
No.
Yeah.
It's the skills to transform into something else, which is not needed.
No. And, and that, like the gentleman, he was in charge of the activities here, after school activities. I give him a lot of credit because he refused to teach that white people were less than normal and all this other stuff. That, I couldn't believe when Coca-Cola come out with that and then teaching that people to be ashamed of being white. I like being white.
Skin color shouldn't matter.
No.
It's the
It's who you are
quality of the
inside.
person.
If you cut us all open, we're all going to bleed the same.
That's right.
And if we don't,
Yeah,
then
mine's
that,
gonna
All
have
the same.
diamonds.
it might. You might have diamonds. Yes. But I mean, we all bleed. We all bleed red.
Yeah.
We all breathe the same air.
Yep.
There's no difference.
No.
I truly believe there's no difference
No.
other than melatonin levels in some
And how you're raised.
beliefs.
Well, one of the things that I find very interesting is that, and I've thought about it for years and years, women want to go out and get all this tan. The darker they are, the happier they are.
No.
I didn't get the memo.
But you know what I'm saying? I see women that lay out there
They do.
Oh yeah.
and they end up wondering why they have skin cancer. Folks, I don't care if you're milky white, strawberry blue. That would make a good color, wouldn't it?
It would. It would.
Yeah, it'd be different.
Yeah.
I don't care what color you are. Be you.
Mm-hmm.
The spirits do not know color. When you go in to do a paranormal setting, you don't see the color of the spirit, do you? I mean, you don't see if they're black, you don't see if they're white, blue, green, or whatever.
No.
Do you actually, can you feel the presence of a spirit when you go into the house?
If they're there.
Yeah, I think you can. I think, like the couple, was it last week, we had an investigation, and I felt like somebody walked up right behind me, and I could actually, my hair stood up on the back of my neck like somebody was behind me, and as I turned around, there was nobody there.
But there was.
I believe there
It
was.
was an old woman.
Okay, well, she walked really heavy with boots.
Right. She was, well, you think back in them days.
Right.
She was like a lumberjack type person.
Okay, that would make sense for the area.
And that's it, and I never had ever, like in the Bible, first comes God, then Jesus, and man, then comes a woman, then comes children. Sorry, I don't buy all that. Man and woman should be treated equal. And I'm a firm believer. Nothing wrong with having your door open, have your husband or your boyfriend open the door. I still like my door being open and being put in, But there's nothing wrong with having you. Now, make sure when you go home tonight, make sure you open her door to let her in the house. When you open the car door, I want you to be a gentleman for her, because I'll know if you don't.
I'm driving. I've got the keys.
She has the keys to the
Yeah,
house.
but he can still turn around and unlock the car and still let you in first.
That's so much effort.
I fall
Actually-
asleep by the time you get out of the
Yeah.
car and walk around.
But actually, I could not picture you allowing him to open the door and let you in.
I've done it before.
Yeah, he has, but I mean, it's.
It's not who you are.
It's funner to
Hey,
open
Hey,
the
if
door
somebody
and then
holds the
try to
door,
close it
whatever.
on him.
Huh?
It's funner to open the door and then try to close it on him.
Yeah. Or like when they're going into a restaurant or whatever like that.
I've done that.
Yeah, he's held the
And
door,
I think
yeah.
it's out of respect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
even hold it for people coming out.
Yeah. I don't like being nice.
No,
No, it hurts to be right here.
I like to throw people off.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw them over the table or
I
something.
was gonna say,
Been there, done that.
No, they see him and they think, but then he's like holding the door for them. They're like, oh, that just happened.
Yeah. And that's because people have lost respect for each other.
Well, it's also people look at another person and they judge them just by the way they look,
Right.
and they shouldn't.
well, I will say that there is a a good reason for that, because you have to not necessarily judge,
Right.
but notice who's around you and decide whether, as your
Right.
survival sense,
Yeah, your threat assessment is
correct. So that
Yes.
always, people, that's needed.
Right.
That's
I agree
needed.
with that.
But yes, you can take it to a level where it can be ridiculous at
Right.
times. But it does become a habit.
Yeah. I've worn my great Make America Great Again hat, my red hat, and one on it, and it's amazing how people will not wait on you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
'Cause they've been
One
drinking
day I
food.
wore a Trump hat, and I literally had to get up and walk out because they refused to wait on me.
Wow.
Wow.
And then it's really sad when people out there who, I don't care if you're a Biden fan, I don't care if you're a Shamunkies fan, or a fan of animals like I am, and or whomever, we have a right to our own opinions. We have a right to our
Absolutely.
own beliefs.
That's why we call it
And-
America.
Right, and then because I don't agree with a lot of the things, I'm prejudiced, I'm bigoted, I'm biased, you name it, I've gone down the line. I said to one guy, listen pal, you don't know what it is to have prejudice. I'm gay. I've gone through it in the 60s, I've gone through it in the 70s, so don't tell me about being, because I've been through it all. And I don't believe I have, and nor do I ever want to, and I don't think you do, have any type of bigotry in my life, prejudice, or anything like that in my life. The government wants you to, and they want you to be ashamed of being white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna.
Sure would be
follow
boring
that.
if we all were the same.
I'll wear my Daisy Dukes and go out there, honey, and I'll show them.
I do have a slight form of bigotry towards some. I don't like radicals.
There you go. Because they don't even know what the hell they're talking
Right?
about.
I don't like radicals that are out to hurt people.
No.
So
Yeah.
I guess that would be kind of
Yeah.
a form of bigotry.
But you know what? When the BLM first started, I respected them. But then when they allowed Antifa to get into it, is that how you pronounce Antifa?
Antifa,
Antifa.
which is a known
Yeah.
socialist group
Yeah, and
from
Biden
Europe.
says no, they're not doing any harm and all that. But in every religion, every group, there's a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it only takes a minority people to make it bad for the rest.
Yes.
If you want to be into BLM, Blue Lives Matters, be into that. You only got to around that one. Huh? Because the police do matter. And I think of another one, MLM, Military Lives Matter. Hey, that's a new one.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's ALM, All Lives Matter.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a firm believer in all that.
Yeah.
My dog lives, everything, even trees. We all have, and I think in the world that you're doing with the New England Spiritual Society, thank goodness you got your T-shirt on there. I think that you're beginning to find out more and more about all spirit lives matter because they don't know color.
Right.
If you disagree with us, people, give us a call at whatever the number is, 640-3091, and we'll be very happy to talk with you. I'm not asking you to agree with me. And you?
Nope.
Can you imagine how boring it would be if Britney, hey, I got her name right, if we all agree with each other?
Yeah.
If we all like the same thing at dinner or whatever. Do you always agree with your dad?
No.
No.
Do you always agree with your mother?
No.
Wow, that was a little harshly put there, child.
That was good, though. I mean,
Honesty works.
yeah. Do you always agree with Paula?
Pam?
I mean, Pam?
No.
Someday I'll get it right. Well, at least I got the first two.
Not always.
You know?
We're pretty close usually.
You ever had dreams where spirit come in and dreams so real that you get up and you look around and see what's going on?
Yes.
Yes.
No. One day, I woke up and I went into, you're going to leave me, I know you aren't. The dream was so real, I was crying and going on. He just looked at me and turned over and went back to sleep.
That's awesome.
He wouldn't even in my negative.
Just go to sleep.
My cat will come in and wake me up, and my cat will not eat for me if I give the cat food and they touch it, but I have to wake up Scott even at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah. And the cat tells him what he wants to eat. You know. But no, my son and I always don't agree on everything. You know, I don't want.
It would be boring if
Wouldn't it?
everybody always agreed.
That's what I like about my show. If you don't agree with me, call me and tell me.
Well, that's what's
flip the
called a
table.
debate. You know, everybody's forgotten the art of debate.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Well,
we
I
can
invited-
respect
and coming
somebody.
out friends
Exactly.
after.
Yeah, I invited Victoria Solomon to come on and debate with Richard Gerard. Richard Gerard is running, and they're both candidates Republican for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Gerard accepted, but Victoria Solomon didn't accept it. So she wrote me a letter why, so I took a picture of that, sent it to Richard Gerard. I like stirring the pot. You do too, I can tell.
Me stir the
Yeah.
pot? I would
Right.
never think
No.
of that.
Yeah,
But we
Never.
look, you know the funny part is,
Like
and
his
we can
favorite
look
hobby.
innocent while we're doing it.
Yes.
You know, and that's the fun
He
part
uses
about
a
it.
great big spoon too. Here we go.
Yeah. By the way, you need to conjure up. I'm glad you did that. 'Cause I just got a message for you. Some kind of an herbal healing. You need to stir up, and I want you to look it up. It has to do with rosemary,
Okay.
and I'm also looking at. I don't know. I'm not sure of the others, but the rosemary is the main ingredient. You're an herbalist too, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So I would encourage you to something to do with the help with the breathing problem. Okay. We had a lady come on 2 or 3 weeks ago. She owns a holistic healing center in Portsmouth,
Oh, wonder who that
and
is.
she's fantastic. She is so booked that they had people that come in from all over the world to stay at hotels and go to her clinic.
Wow.
So I'm going to be having them come on again. And then my friend Dr. Jody comes on. See, there is a lot of holistic healing. There's a lot of herbs that you can, like just before I had the surgery for my cancer, I burned a lot of frankincense, and I believed
That's
that
good
it
stuff.
really helped. And folks, don't drink it and don't smoke it. One guy says, "Oh, do we drink it or do we smoke it?" I go, "No, you put it in some, you know." But I believe that like sage is a good. All these different ones like myrrh and frankincense and all. Put it through your house and get rid of your negative energy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like almost all of those flavors. My favorite one to burn though is opium, but don't do it before going to bed because it does induce lucid dreaming. I have experienced multiple lucid dreamings after burning opium.
Well, that's because I want you to smoke it.
I like Nag Champa myself.
Huh?
I like
Nag's
Nag
good.
Champa myself.
I like all incense. Every morning we'll burn sage, and before we go to bed we burn sage with frankincense to make sure, because I want to make sure that the spirits, my son calls them the gods of God, to make sure that the spirits know that we're very grateful for what they're given to us, whether it's bad, good, or indifferent.
And those are two good ones. Perfect.
There's a male person that is really, really drawn to you. Okay? And actually, he hangs around your house.
So we're talking on the other side.
Right.
No, you have a stalker.
Sucks,
Brittany with such a
sucks to be
straight
him.
face.
But I mean, he's drawn not in a bad way, and I think you two knew each other in your past lives.
Okay.
And I think that he was like a big brother to you or whatever, and he still feels that he's your protector.
Could be my big brother.
If you feel something shattering or something really creaking around there, his name is another name, Eric. Okay, so And if you get uncomfortable, he's tall, he's got red hair. He just told me to shut my mouth.
That's my older brother.
Yeah, my dad.
That's my old
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty fresh, is he?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
one way to put it,
Kind
yeah.
of a potty mouth. Or just outspoken.
probably.
But he
Oldie
told me
one.
to tell you he's here to protect you and you.
He knows I didn't because I survived him.
That's right.
He knows I don't really need it because I survived him.
But he still wants you to be around him, you know. You two are moving. You're moving. You own that property?
Well,
You and
share
the
it.
bank.
I share it with the bank. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'll put it this way, you're gonna be offered a very good price if you want to sell it. Okay. And it's gonna be, like I said, this is the time to sell. Now, you're renting yours, right?
Correct.
Okay, and so it could be you I see moving.
I'm in a terminal rent. I'm enjoying it.
You enjoy where you live, don't you?
Yeah,
You,
It's a
did
nice
you
place.
redo it all over?
sure.
You're owners, but like that.
I mean, either way, you pay. You
Yeah.
know, this way, it's not mine. I'm not responsible for it.
But you are, but you do take
Well,
responsibility.
responsible. Yes, I do. We do.
That's the trouble. You have to take responsibility for your action. If you go out and get a chainsaw and cut your water pipes down, you got to replace them all.
Right?
You know. You know how to use a chainsaw?
Do I know how to use a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
He's
I cut my
not
toe
allowed to.
off.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to, but I know how to use one.
I cut my little toe off.
Did you?
Yeah. They sewed it back on though. You never know. I would just give the lecture on a proper use of a chainsaw. And the chainsaw, and I'm going along, diddly bob, and all of a sudden it bounces out, and I go. And I said to the foreman, I just cut my toe off. You had to drink 2 beers before you can take me to the hospital. So, needless to say, I didn't have that job anymore. You know. But, I mean, I cut wood by hand, and, you know, the old 2-buck saw there
Yep.
and all that. But, you know, and I watch these people. I miss sometimes, I'll watch like the riflemen, and you see them all up there. And I like doing it, you know. And I kind of miss it in a way, but I don't like the manual labor of it. But sometimes I like, you know, living. I thought about living in the country. You think, oh, no, that's not really who I am.
You'd be too bored.
Yeah, I have to have around, you know. But one of the things I am looking at with you too, I don't know what happened, but 1847 is a number for you in your past life.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm looking at you being a teacher.
Back in 1847.
And we're going to go into history, and it looks like it's around the England area. And see if there's anything that will remind you of it. Yeah, okay. A lot of times we have these different send-up, like you're an old soul. You're older than she is, and you know, you're really old. But
But not in this life.
no,
Do you need a
makeup
walker?
but makeup doesn't want to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we really
No,
swapped it
yeah,
in this
but-
life.
Actually, no. But you've always been a teacher of other people. You never took the time to take care of you. You understand? So now, this is why you have a hard time taking care of you. Is Ammo here?
Yeah, he's
Oh, he's
crashed
quiet.
out underneath the
Oh, okay.
underneath the desk.
End of the world.
Yep.
I think in one day, the last time you were here, my sugar was acting up.
He kept trying to signal you. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what he tried to do. Before we leave, though, I want you to have him take out there and let him.
Sure. Whenever
Not
you're
do
ready.
it right now.
Yeah, he's
Let-
comfy.
Yeah, let him be comfy.
He's
He's
down
asleep.
for
Yeah.
count.
You're getting another dog.
No, we're not.
Yes, we might.
German Shepherd.
Another German Shepherd? Okay.
Because you will not allow anybody to
No.
abuse animals.
No. You're
And
right.
I
how we
also
got
know
this.
this. If Eric catches someone abusing an animal, they better plan on Eric abusing them. And I'm the same way.
Probably a little bit more than what
I don't
you
think
did to
there's
the
any
Well,
need
nothing
to-
wrong with seeing the nosebleed or their,
Right.
you know. Treat them as they would treat that animal.
I don't know what happened. He fell and hit his head, and now he won't get up.
You know.
What happened?
Actually, you're the same way. If someone abuses an animal, you had that. You'll always have that innocent look.
Oh, absolutely. But then you look at her eyes and you
Yeah. Then as you pull her at her,
"Ooh."
and she gets upset, her eyes become very, very dark.
I've been told that. My best friend actually tells me to stop looking at people sometimes when they make me mad because it scares her. She's like, if looks could kill, everybody in this room would be dead. And I'm
Good.
like, you're probably right.
Good, good. Don't ever lose that. 'Cause my ex, a couple of my ex-wives, I don't remember which one. But anyway, they would say, because I don't have one, your eye will turn really dark blood, and then you get scared, you know. I go, good, I'm not changing. Because this is who you are. Your eyes are your warning sign to them.
As my sister found out.
It's
Your
happened to a
sister?
couple customers
sister,
before.
Yeah. And she kind of like selfish with your mother passing.
My sister Tracy.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't selfish. No, but she found out when I was
Oh, well,
13.
That you don't mess around.
Yeah, because my eyes change color when I get angry. They go from hazel to like a steel blue.
Everybody's eyes, I believe, do too. Yours are really almost like a red. Yeah, when they turn
I can
almost
see that.
red, I definitely tell you that.
She
stay
gives you
away
that
from-
grin.
Your complexion, your eyes never change, so they never, no matter how angry you get, so they don't know, which is good for you because they don't know.
It's the
If you-
mouth.
Huh?
Yeah, but
It's the position of her
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
You know you've kicked
Yeah.
her off
Yeah.
by the way her
expression.
mouth is set.
Well, the
Yeah.
Her
eyes will back
expression.
it up too.
Yeah.
They'll lose a little sparkle and they'll look like
Yeah.
mine.
But
Like,
the way her jaw
And then you'll
sets.
start breathing through your nose. When you start breathing through your nose, then they better know they're in
Yeah, I've
trouble.
never had a person be unclear if I was angry. And that's what I always tell people because they'll say, I have what they call, and I can't really say the bee
Resting bee.
resting
Just
bee
say Audrey
face.
Hepburn's face.
And they'll say, "Are you angry?" And I'm like, "Let me just be clear. If I'm angry, there will be no confusion." So if you're asking yourself, I wonder if she's angry? The answer is no, because when I am, you will be like, "That's anger." Yeah. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, pretty
and
clear.
isn't it great that we can all have emotions? You know, I stomp my feet.
I actually get very quiet,
Well, not me. I got
I
mouthy.
think most gingers
The
do.
language
That's
is
when you know
unreal.
it's
and that's
trouble.
because I'm
I get quiet. That's how
contemplating
Brittany
all
knows
the things.
that I've peaked with her. I get very quiet.
I'm also really praying right now for your mother. And I'm looking at some heart problems here.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm actually looking like there's a vein or that could be clogging up towards her her aorta.
Yep.
But she still has that good
Yeah,
humor.
because right now it's not. She does, and it's not. He said it's not blocked enough to do anything with.
No.
Because it would be more
Be more detrimental.
more dangerous to actually do something about it than to just keep an eye on it because it doesn't grow as quickly as something in your heart.
Yeah.
So, but they are keeping an eye on it because I was like, when they were telling her
Another
about
2
it,
years.
I was like, and you're not gonna do anything?
You
They
get her
did.
around for another 2 years. Okay.
And she's gonna be around.
I hope I'm wrong. But actually, because of her mental condition, would you want her to go past, we'll say, 3 years? Because you don't want to see her in pain. You don't want to
Yeah,
see her.
no, I wouldn't want to see
and
her in
that,
pain or anything.
You know, had your mother, had she lived, she would have been into early stage of dementia, and she could have been in a nursing home, and you would not want that. Okay. She really is happy. She's with your father. Are they divorced?
No.
They loved each other in their own way.
Yeah, but he's alive. But I can see where.
But when I
She's-
say,
but
She's there.
Yes, oh, she's definitely with him.
Oh yeah, there's a big picture there, isn't there, of the father?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
She just stuck her tongue out at you. She was famous for that with you, huh? Did she make chocolate chip cookies?
I mean, if she did, I was probably a lot
She
younger.
would always ask me to make them for her.
Oh, that's why they were her favorite, weren't they?
Yes.
But you enjoy cooking.
I enjoy baking.
Big-
And you still do, or baking or whatever.
No, she can't cook.
She does not enjoy cooking at all.
Well, you try.
I do
She's
try.
tried.
Just not.
Some of us are not domesticated like
Just
that.
not as. No, I made a really good macaroni and cheese the other night.
I don't like macaroni and cheese. I think growing up as a kid, that when you got that government cheese and you got that government macaroni, then you got that dry milk. And
Well,
don't get me wrong.
evaporated
As a
milk.
kid, I was so glad that being able to have the big cans of peanut butter, And so when I hear people cry because their TV broke down, or because this isn't working right, or they didn't poop the right way, or whatever, I don't feel sorry for them, because you had to come out of because you actually died. Okay, many times.
Mm.
Did you see the white light?
To be honest, I don't know. I would have to. I don't remember.
Okay.
The accident. There's a lot of things I don't remember about the accident, but
When I had my surgery done and they had to put that thing into my bladder, I actually died. And I didn't want to come back because I actually saw the white light. It was so cool. And I could hear my mother's voice. I know it's my mother's voice. You're not done yet. You got to go back. And there,
Not done.
yeah. But as a teenager, you actually died.
Me?
You had a very, very bad flu or cold. And you were about 12 or 13 years old. And your mother was immediately awoken to make sure you were okay. That's when you were okay. Okay. You weren't spoiled, were you?
No, not really.
You were taught responsibility.
Absolutely.
See, I suppose we could say teaching someone responsibility is another way of spoiling them. Don't you agree?
Hey, it teaches them how to be a better adult.
Yeah. You know.
I think it spoils other people
right.
because then you become the responsible one.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
No. There is a. Ooh. You were. You really like ships, and then not because they call you a boat, but no. Do you like ships?
Yes.
Do you like you ever look at the ones with all the flags?
The sails of tall
the
ships.
sail- yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And you should, because you were on one.
Mhm.
You were actually on the St. Marie, Christopher Columbus's boat.
Hmm.
You were one
You
of the
worked for him?
working in the quarters. Is it St. Marie? Is that their name?
Santa Maria.
Santa
Huh?
Maria.
Santa
The Pinta,
Maria.
the
I don't see
Nina
me
the
as being a
Pinta, the
Spaniard, but
Santa
okay.
Maria.
No, you weren't.
No.
You were a slave.
Oh. Okay. I can see that.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why he said
Makes
it.
more sense if you're working for Christopher Columbus that you're a slave.
What do they call it? St. Maurice?
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria. That's
The
the
Nina,
one.
the Pinta,
Well, I
the
almost got
Santa
the name
Maria.
right. Yeah. But actually,
Don't.
Christopher Columbus did not.
Most of those people that were on ships.
I was just about to.
Me too.
Most of the people that were on
I,
ships back then were
I do
slave
not
traders.
believe that Christopher Columbus
Just
was
what
the
they
first
did.
one to find America.
No.
Nope.
Where did the Indians come from? They had to find. They had to
Right.
come from somewhere, right? You know.
Yeah, they
And-
came from two. Actually, they're looking at three different routes now. They're looking South America, Northwest America, and Northeast America now. They may have been a land bridge in the Northeast as well.
You know. You used to live with the Abenakis.
I fully believe that.
That doesn't surprise me.
There's we have a picture of my grandfather, and he looks very much that way.
You were from the Canadian Abenakis. Okay. And if you go towards the up north, and towards Maine up north there, you will find some of the areas where you actually lived in your past life. Okay. You were an English lady who was properly trained.
That wore off.
That was properly trained, and you had many, many servants.
Mm.
This is one. And you say, where are they all now?
I'm like,
right? But this
How
will teach
times
you,
change.
yeah, and this teaches you how to be humble and to appreciate what you have.
Oh, I'm humble.
And yeah, sometimes it makes you wonder, why am I so humble? But I like being humble. I like being grateful for what I
I think
have.
it's a good place to start from.
Yeah.
So, do you have any houses or anything that you're going to be going to look at?
We're currently working on evidence review for a investigation that we went on last week. We have some things that we have to finish up on this investigation. We have to go back and debunk some stuff that we saw, that we've been picking up, some light play and such that we want to work with. We have a house in Kittery Point that we were supposed to investigate, but scheduling and things got mixed up, so we're going to end up hitting that probably, hopefully, fall time when it's cooler out, because
Would you
it's
like
so,
it September?
that would be nice, because it's more of an outdoor investigation than inside. So
What do you prefer?
I prefer, well, the last investigation I spent most of my time outside looking up in the sky, looking. Cause, I mean, because we do more than just look for spirits. We look for spirits. I mean, we study things. We study about everything. I mean, we look into aliens. We look into elementals.
Cryptids.
We look into cryptozoology, which would be like the Bigfoots, the Pugwuggies, and and they're all slowly tying into pretty much the same thing. But we research everything. We're very, very wide about what we look into. So
See, that's what's so cool. You just don't jump into, oh, I'm going to go and find the ghost. Look at me.
That's a different kind of investigating.
Yeah, that's
But
a
I mean,
different
or even
kind.
you know what I'm saying? On like
Yes.
these
There's a lot of them
beautiful-
that do that.
yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of unreal people. There's a person, I think he's in Portsmouth or Exeter or somewhere like that. Name is Will Haskell. He's a friend too. He does the same thing you do.
Mhm, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there that are just adrenaline junkies, really. They're looking for that.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to be on TV.
That too.
Oh,
Yeah,
I refuse to watch that garbage on TV. Or I refuse to watch that Medium. That's from New York Medium. I
Oh,
refuse to
yeah,
watch
the
it.
Long Island medium.
You're right.
Yeah.
First of all, how can you, with all those cameras going around, hi, how are you? It's got to be rehearsed, because when all those cameras go around, and that they have to be rehearsed.
yeah.
They have to know. When I go and I talk, like if I saw you walking down the street and I saw you and I get a spirit, I'll go to you and I'll introduce you, and I might even give you one of them and say so and blah 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 and something like. If they want to hear it, that's fine. But one thing about you, I'll get your name in a minute, Keri. There we go. And you have that beautiful aura about you that you are willing to listen to the spirits. Don't be quite so afraid of them. They're not going to hurt you. Okay. You have a big dog that is one of your spiritual guides. Okay. He is like a Saint Bernard. Well, if he yells at you, that Saint Bernard's going to interfere.
That kind of reminds me of my childhood imaginary friend. Was a big black mastiff with red eyes, shadow dog.
Sounds like GB though.
You know, when she was growing up, she would have had a play friend, right? A spirit imaginary friend. You did not discourage her, did you?
No. Matter of fact, we had to talk to it every now and then when she wasn't home.
Yep.
See, I don't, that's what I tell people when they come to the office. If your son or your daughter is seeing spirits, they really are. And they're not bad spirits, okay? It's because this society has said, all these spirits are demons or they're all bad, but usually spirits are considered
Well, they
demons.
think they're crazy and lock you up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell, I've been threatened to be locked up for years, But one of the things that I'm also looking at, I'm not going to use the card, but one thing I will tell you, the job that you're at now, they really like you because you're a perfectionist. And you carry that perfectionist in your housework. Everything has to have an order. And if it's not, if you upset that order, then you upset you.
I like things tidy.
Do you work with her?
Do I work with her? No.
Yeah.
Well, on the paranormal team, but
No, I mean, do you have your own job?
I have my own job. Yeah, I started a company called Healing Expressive Art.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
So
I
I
got some
teach-
good responses on that, by the way, when you talked about it on your show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Great.
You want to tell people about it?
Yeah, so I teach expressive art journaling online. I'm actually going to be teaching 2 classes through Marshwood Adult Ed. Those will be 6-week classes. One of them is art journaling to improve your self-talk. You know, the way you talk to yourself and the messages that you send your subconscious. The other one is going to be just kind of an introduction to using expressive art journaling in your life to help reduce things like anxiety, depression, you know, anything that you want to work on, teach people how to do that. So right now I teach those classes online if you want to do it that way instead of in person. And you can find my Facebook page at Healing Expressive Art.
Okay. And how long do the courses go for?
Generally, I do one-night classes, so it'd be like an hour class. The ones I'm teaching at Marshwood is going to be once a week. Once a week for 6 weeks, and those are an hour each.
But the difference is you enjoy it.
I love it, yeah.
Now, when you talk about art, you're talking about like drawing a tree.
Yeah, there's actually, you don't have to have any art experience or talent to do expressive art. It's really about just putting on paper feelings, emotions in any kind of way. I've had people do it with just color expression, just, you know, putting color on paper. I've had them, you know, do it by just drawing or painting or whatever they want to do.
And that's cool. When I do it, I start teaching how to work with your second ability. I have everybody draw a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have them draw the tree, and I have everybody tell me what they see in that tree, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One lady, and then I got 2 people that I drew a tree on, and they kept saying there was a little boy, like a little boy, which we got to crying at because it was lost. Because I'm a firm believer, art, and I thank you for that because I think you're right on base. Art is a very good way of expressing your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same with writing. You know, there are different ways and forms of doing things, but you would be good at teaching people how to express themselves through writing. Stop underestimating yourself. Okay. Because you have a lot on the ball when you're ready. And I'm going to tell you, when you're ready to really get going with it, no one is going to get in your way. No mom, no dad, no boyfriend, no husband, nobody. When you start finding your own way of doing these things, no one's going to get. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean you're going to abandon your dad or your mom, because they're always going to be there to back you up. And no matter what, and are you going to make mistakes? Of course you are. Unless you're perfect like I am, and you're perfect too. Right? Yeah, we have minerals.
He doesn't need that encouragement.
I'm sorry? Well, we have to be perfect.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you know, or we wouldn't be manly.
Right.
Well, I don't know how to be manly, but that's all right. But I definitely see when you start fighting in your, and I definitely see, don't be afraid to be loved. So get out of that cocoon and don't be afraid to be loved. You are a beautiful, beautiful young lady.
You know, just because we're separated by a person,
Look
all this
in-
nice and close.
I want. How often do you look in the mirror?
Only when I put on makeup.
Okay. I want you to, when you look in that mirror, I want you to say, God, this girl is beautiful. Because you are. You're beautiful inside, you're beautiful outside, and you have a beautiful heart. You know, always know that you are beautiful.
You're gonna make me want to throw something at your face.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's telling
What
the
are you
truth.
doing?
I'm just.
You're agreeing with
I
me.
am agreeing with you.
Because it's not something we haven't told her.
I got the ball, so you can't throw that.
You better hold the boot up.
But Buddha also, I'm a firm believer in Buddha teachings. There are a lot of, like, love. Buddha doesn't teach hate.
That's a nice book.
Buddha doesn't.
I like that one. That's
Remember,
pretty.
yeah. Were you here when Lori used to be on my show 3-4 years ago?
When
She
yeah.
gave me that.
Yeah. Wow.
She was in a bad car accident.
Recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
You know. But we're still great friends, even though Aunt Judy had been older and stuff like that, you know. There are some I don't talk to, there are some that I do, you know. And you know what, time goes on. See, people talk about death. I don't know why I remember, but that's okay. Death. Everything from your childhood passes away, you know, and that's another form of death.
Yeah.
Okay. When you have as many marriages as I've had, that's a death, you know. You know, when other people, and obviously when people cross over to the other side, I don't even like that word death. I think that I'm like, okay, it's time for them to cross over, you know.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer in that. What's your opinion? Don't hit her with that.
No, I won't. It's yours.
I know. I don't want blood stains on my cave. Well, don't give it to her. She might leave it.
Right? Bend it. Run over mine.
Yeah.
No, I kind of believe, like Einstein mentioned, that energy moves on. I mean, you know, our body, I look at our body as being a shell. We're occupying it. It hurts sometimes. We feel its pain. We do bad things to it. We do good things to it. We pass on. We leave this body. We go up into a van pool and ride around for a while until we find another stop.
Yeah. When we go to the other side, we start out like newborn babies. I'm a firm believer in that, and also I'm a firm believer that in this lifetime, even though you don't go, even though it's infinity, is that you don't go past 33 years old. Okay, if you were here, but there again, life is infinity. You know, we go on, and the best part about all of us, we don't have to come back again. That's a good thing. Okay. Well, I don't know what we did. I think that must have been pretty bad to have to come back, and now I'm teaching. You know. But now, one thing that all your group is going to be far exceeding your own imagination. I actually see you have 12 people. How many do you have now?
We're up to 8. 8?
I think more than 12 people would be really,
Yes.
would be too many.
8.5 if you count ammo.
8.5?
If you count ammo.
Oh. No, ammo make it 9,
Okay.
you know. Yeah, and then when you talk about ammo, we do have, before we leave, we'll have ammo come and say goodbye to everybody, but right now he's pretty comfortable.
He's still down for the count.
Yes.
He hasn't even moved.
He's had a rough couple days. He's been
I
busy.
smell a cigarette smoke. Whose father passed away that smoked? Was your mother a cigarette smoker?
No.
Okay.
My father was.
Your father was?
Her mother was, too. I got to congratulate her on that. Her mother's been
Yeah.
a month.
Congratulations,
2 months.
Mom.
2 months.
2 months?
2 months.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep. May 19th.
Well, I'm going to come down and we'll hypnotize her. But good for her, because she's determined. I'm not saying she don't want to, because I know
Oh
I
yeah,
did.
she wants to.
Yeah, it's like when I
Yep.
gave up drinking, you know, I could taste the martinis or whatever, but when I think about the dollar signs on a pack of cigarettes, nah, that's okay.
Yeah, she
I'm
sees
too
that
cheap.
scar and she's like, nope, not that stupid.
No. And it's going to get worse. I'm actually looking at gas prices going up to $5.
Good. Yeah.
I like how he just looks directly at me.
You have your own car, right?
Hmm?
You're a good driver.
Mm-hmm.
For someone that of your age, I'm not trying to be rude, but most people think that because of your age that you're going to be a helter-skelter behind the wheel. But you're actually a better driver than your father.
I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
We had the male Eagle Pride.
I'm a damn good driver.
Yeah, but we still have that that male Eagle.
Okay.
Okay. Even though you're a good driver, she's just a little bit. She's more conscientious. Does that make sense?
I'm
How
fast.
much? You're not talking on the cell phone, right?
Oh my God, no. I yell at them when they touch it. I'm like, just pay attention to the road.
We don't text and drive.
I could picture you being a nag.
Picture it. I live it.
She got that from you, though.
No, she got that from her mother.
How about both of you?
I'm just the voice of reason. I don't call it nagging.
There's a reason.
But you make your point across. You have to repeat it 100 times.
Yeah, she calls me by my middle name.
Yeah.
When you're naughty.
Calls you by your middle name?
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
She calls me Eric Steven.
Ooh, then you know she's upset with you. You better make a. You better run down the
It's usually Eric Steven. Don't you even think about doing that?
Then you have to run down and buy a dozen roses.
No. No, I
She's
just wait.
not a
I
rose
just
girl.
wait till she goes to work.
Or to sleep. I hear the saw down there sometimes. And I'm
You
up there
can't
going,
have chocolate.
Oh no, we're in for big trouble then,
You're in for big trouble.
because homie like chocolate.
Me too. But see, your sugar level is not
I
good.
like that homie like chocolate.
No, my sugar level's a little tweaky right now.
Quickie, quickie.
a little.
So really, you're off the chocolate.
I'm doing a lot better than I used to.
Me too. I hate it though. Oh, all these chocolate bonbons and ice cream, and I can't have any of that. And I have to prick my finger every day. I don't like that. That hurts. But it's my own fault because I did not take care of myself when the doctor tried to warn me. I'm a firm believer that you have to take care of your body. Your necklace represents a lot of healing, by the way.
This?
Yeah.
Kyanite.
When you're upset, that necklace will turn black.
I hope not.
Well, it's a good thing because the reason being is you're taking all that negative energy out. But then when you calm down,
Just
the
got
necklace
another
will
idea.
get right back into a natural
Tell when
color.
she's mad.
Okay.
The necklace.
What was that?
You won't need to see the necklace.
I know.
Oh, when I'm mad?
Yeah.
Ask Jamie. She's already seen the burning eyes looking her way. Burning. I probably set her on fire when I did it.
Who's Jamie?
Jamie.
Jamie's the
One of our
on the
teammates.
Oh, Jamie?
Yeah.
I love her dearly, but she's kind of wishy-washy when it comes to decision. But once she makes the right decision, she's right on base with it. Okay, and she's a great mom.
She is.
She really is. But like I said again, I don't know if I necessarily agree with and I know they're proud of their children and take cutie pictures and all that with the baby. I'm sorry. That belongs in private. It doesn't need to go all over Facebook.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to get some sickos out there.
Yep.
And, like that. You always hear about how people are kidnapping this and all. And my son would never allow me to. And I don't know. It's your own personal being.
I agree, especially when people, babies can be sensitive as well. I mean, if your family is sensitive and you're sensitive and you're putting it out there on social media, that's affecting the health of the baby. That's why I look at it. But
And
it's
that's like
possible.
with these people that go on like the Jerry Springer show or the Maureen Povich show.
Find out who their baby daddy is.
Yeah, and all that.
You were not the father.
Yeah. Can you imagine how embarrassing the child must feel when they go on Judge Judy or all these? How embarrassing the children must really feel when they see their parents fight with each other. Or
Well.
you're not that child. I'd be too embarrassed.
I don't know. Honestly, when you look at the parents that go on that show and do
They're
that,
not too intelligent.
I'm looking at that kid has had to live with those two people. Probably nothing embarrasses them anymore.
No. But and they don't even get paid for it.
And half of them are going to turn up to be serial killers,
I'm sorry.
we're going to be watching them on TV.
right? Or listening to them on my podcast.
There was a family that lived here in Manchester and they went on the Jerry Springer show, and every time I saw them for like months, I started laughing. And the guy said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I watch you on Jerry Springer. You look like a complete idiot. If I was your children, I'd be totally embarrassed to say I disowned you." And I'm sure the children must feel that way. Take pride in yourself. but the society love it. I mean, look how many years they've been on. You know, people like that kind of garbage.
Yep.
You know, and they like turmoil, and that's like our famous government. Let's create hate among our people.
They're doing a good job.
You can get a lot of things done then.
That's right.
You can get a lot of things done then.
Yeah,
Well, I
right,
think
Because
when
people
you've
are fighting
distracted
amongst
people,
themselves. Correct.
and they can
Yeah,
go
they're
on
not
and
paying
oh
attention.
yeah, look at all the money that's sending over to these other countries, billions and billions of dollars. And,
When we got enough issues.
And we're not paying attention.
no, and yet Biden still has a huge fan following. You know, I mean, now Trump is bigger. Let's be honest. I watch all of Trump. If anybody ever wants to check out Trump, go to what is it called, Scott? Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube, or Salted Cracker. 'Cause they tell it like it is too. Okay, and one lady got up. She said, "You're not a Biden fan. I can't come to you." I said, "Okay, I'm not losing anything." Walked away. when you're paranormal, okay, if they're gonna judge you because you're either Trump fan or whomever, and you're a paranormal, then they'll tell you don't know what you're doing. You know, how sad. Or they'll tell me I'm not spiritual because I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican either.
My best friend and I are like almost polar opposites as far as like all that. But we're still
as far
best
as
friends. We
government goes,
don't, you know,
politics.
we don't clash. You're like,
No.
oh, I can't be friends with you.
Yeah. Well, that's like with a lot of the people that come to my office. And I talk with them. I said, we will not talk about politics.
Right.
Well, I said, no, because your views are different than mine, and you're not going to win, and I'm not going to win, and I don't want to lose you as a friend. Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to join your group, how would they do that?
To join our group?
Yeah.
Or to have an investigation.
Yeah, there's
I'm sorry.
we're
Are you asking for people to become on the team, or for people to have us come and do an
They'll be on the
investigation
team.
for them? Oh,
I guess we would have to work with the person and see how. I mean,
how would they contact you?
they'd use the website or the Facebook site, and we would field it from there.
But if someone wanted you to go to their house, to their property, would they get a hold of you through your website as well?
Yeah, get a hold of us either through the website, through our or through our Facebook page.
Okay, now what is it?
Our Facebook page is New England Spirit Society, and our Facebook page, our website is the New England Spirit Society.org.
Who came up with the name?
I think we all pretty much
Yeah,
hashed it
yeah,
out. I mean,
exactly.
pretty much everything we've done, we've laid down. I mean, we had back in November when we officially started, we laid down a bunch of things. We just laid down a bunch of ideas, kind of like a game plan of how we wanted to run the company, or not company, but the group. Basically, what was our goal? Our goal is to go in and help people, and that's our main goal. We're not looking to do big corporations. We're not looking to do. We want to help people. So no matter what it is, we're here to help. So we threw out a bunch of ideas and bounced a bunch of things around, and I think we're all fairly like-minded, so it made life fairly easy.
And that's cool.
But I mean, we've come up with ideas, and I've come up with something, and they've asked for changes. They've come up with things, I've asked for changes, and we just kind of all meld together. I mean, we just
Kind of falls into place.
it's just.
And then, folks, let me tell you, I've worked with a lot of paranormals. I'll come on the show or whatever. I don't think I've ever met anybody as more sincere as you people are. First of all, you enjoy what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you're not looking at I can do this and I can't do that. Have you ever had spirits not communicate with you?
Not communicate with me?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually get skunked a lot myself.
Right.
But I'm more of I look to go in to debunk more things than anything. I want to know why things, so I can give the customer good solid answers of why I believe this is happening. whether it be a car moving down the road and your house is 200 years old and it's shaking, or why when somebody's on the third floor you can hear walking downstairs in the basement.
Right, because our goal is to make people comfortable in their homes.
Right.
Again, if they're not comfortable, if they're worried about things. And there are many reasons for that. Sometimes, like you said, it's just like lights going through the window or you know, some strange things. But
You
that's our
help
goal.
open the portal.
Hmm?
You help open the portal to release the spirit.
If I don't
I mean,
I don't
your
use the
group.
word portal, but if that's necessary, yes.
Yeah, if necessary, we will cross over if that's something that needs to be done.
See, a lot of times when I'm a feeling that when you go into the houses like that, they're ready to have someone open the window, so to speak, so they can go to the other side. Okay.
Quite possible.
What do you find fascinating about doing this?
I mean, I've kind of lived with it almost my whole life, so it's just the going in and figuring out that there's something other than us, be it in a separate plane from what we are in or in the same.
See, I believe in aliens. I really do. I've actually seen people that actually reminds me of them being an alien. I had a lady, let me tell you, when she was walking and talking, you could really see it.
Yeah.
I was in Derry.
I know what you're talking about.
I was in Derry, and you could see where one of those spaceships, so to speak, was actually, they landed on my friend's property. Perfect circle. You and I cannot draw a perfect circle. Dude.
Right.
Okay? And it had the perfect 3 pods, and you could see where the grass was burnt and all that stuff on it. Perfect circle.
Interesting.
So, if anybody, you can all dispute me, I don't care. Actually, I don't care what you think, honestly. Do you?
No, but I would ask people if they see anything that has to do with aliens or UFOs is to report it.
Yeah.
Go to the National UFO Database, go to MUFON, and report it, because it's that information that needs to get out there so us as people can start looking into this and putting all that data to use, because the government's not going to help us out.
No.
So we need all that data as much as possible.
Yeah.
Who's Derek?
Huh?
Who's Derek?
I don't know, Norm. Who's Derek?
You're going to meet a gentleman by the name of Derek.
It's a nice name.
He's like 6'2".
Ooh, that's nice.
He's like a construction worker. Hard-working man. He has one of these, you don't know if he's serious or if he's not serious, because that shit-eating, pea-eating grins there, you know, stuff like that. Your dad will actually approve of him.
Wow.
Is he good at finish carpentry?
He's,
Right?
he's going to open his wallet.
Because the guy we got now, no.
But actually, I
He's
think
watching.
like
I know.
he actually is a construction worker. You know, but he's
why I said
handy
it.
with everything.
Derek, please come. Hurry.
Boy, is your mother laughing? Your mother says she doesn't understand about the paranormal, but she respects what you're doing.
Yeah, she's always had a lot of questions. She was very actually intrigued in what we were finding out and stuff.
Or delayed playback.
Yeah.
I honestly believe she was a little bit more clairvoyant than she let on.
Oh yeah, because she was afraid of it. I can remember when I was a child, I was in this one room in a thunder shower, and you know how they always talk about ghosts, and I just got through watching a ghost TV show, and all these little white things were going around. I was terrified. Then I realized, wait a minute, these are angels. Why am I being so terrified? Okay, and do I believe they're in bad? Oh, absolutely. You know, it's all in how we perceive them. Like we're in your room. There's a young lady that goes into you live at your sister's house, okay? But you have a big room, but every once in a while there's a woman who was on that property years ago that will come to make sure everything is in order the way she used to like it. Okay. Who made the bread?
Which bread?
Who made homemade bread? Is
I've
your
made-
mother?
I've made homemade bread a lot. My father used to. My mother used to.
And I'm smelling homemade bread hot.
Probably
And those cinnamon
Dad.
rolls.
more.
No.
Probably my father made it more.
Okay. Did your mother make bread?
My grandmother did.
No, wow.
She said no, she didn't have time.
No.
She tried a long time ago.
Yeah.
She had a bread maker.
Yeah, that
Well, I
failed
have one of
miserably.
those.
It failed.
That failed miserably.
Yeah, that's a keto way of making bread when it
It
comes
is a
out.
cheater way. Yeah, I've made a long time ago. I used to make the other kind. Yeah, that's
But
fun. It's fun.
you and I miss doing, if I lived in the country or outside of the town, I would actually have an old-fashioned wood stove to cook on.
Mm.
Nothing beats that.
And nothing tastes as good as
Oh,
something
no,
off
especially
of a wood
cooking one of
stove.
those
Brick oven is a
iron
good
skillets there.
Yeah.
And I always try to make, like when my mother made chop suey, you know, I always try to imitate it, but it never comes out the same.
You can't unless you have the wood stove and a cast iron skillet.
Gotta
And when
have
she
the
was
cast iron.
baking, boy, she kicked me right out of the kitchen. You know,
Mhm.
right out of the kitchen. But everybody, when she was growing up, all these homos, or back they called them hobos, you know, they all knew when the baking day was here. But they all had to go down to the river and wash up, and she give them clean clothes, and they had to, you know, they just sit there and have a meal, like one might chop wood or something.
Yeah.
Not because they had to, because they wanted to.
Mhm.
And then she'd send them home with a local bread or whatever.
And they should, because that's a good trade. And
Right.
it teaches them to
Yeah. And this is the way I feel a lot
They're
of
not
times.
asking for a handout. They're giving
No.
something in
Right.
return.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
And that's like with me. I enjoy having people come over and have a meal. And if they don't have food, I don't mind giving them something because I get a lot from the food, different invitations, you know. You have to share.
Just so happens I like to eat, Norm.
No kidding. What's your favorite? I know it's food, but
Favorite? Yeah, what he says.
It's hard to figure out what your favorite is.
Yeah, I
You're
to
talking
be-
meals or baked goods?
no meal. Roast beef.
You know, I do like a good roast beef. I like. I
Unhealthy foods.
No. I mean, I like a good meatloaf. I like shepherd's pie. I like chicken. I like
Chicken.
Oh, you make me
good
hungry.
right. I like
Old-fashioned cooking.
good old fashioned cooking.
Are you a picky eater?
I mean,
I mean,
not really.
But-
But there's some foods that don't particularly set well in my stomach.
You have a very super sensitive stomach.
Yes, she
Yes.
does.
Okay. So you really can't have acid. Like tomatoes have a lot of acid.
I don't do a lot of tomatoes.
Okay, and then you shouldn't. And they have already checked with your tummy Okay. But you need a lot of like a refuse like lettuce.
I can't do like iceberg lettuce, but I can do like mixed greens.
Yeah, I would,
Iceberg
something
lettuce
to do
doesn't
with
sit
green
well.
veggies. That would
Yeah.
do really well, you know. You, let me tell you.
She doesn't do veggies.
No,
Unless
you
they're
I
got-
smothered in
certainly
cheese.
do too.
you most certainly do not.
They have to be smothered in cheese for you to eat them.
Spinach does not have to be smothered in cheese,
But it needs
neither does
butter.
corn or green beans.
Smothered in cheese.
If
So
they
it-
want me to eat the little
Corn?
baby cabbage thingies.
Or broccoli. Broccoli has to be covered in cheese.
That's very unhealthy.
Broccoli and Brussels sprouts, they have to be covered in cheese.
Put them in real butter.
No,
She won't do it.
no. I'm not eating trees either.
Asparagus. She doesn't like asparagus.
I love asparagus.
Me too.
Yeah.
High five, girl.
Five. I mean, the downfall is your pea, but
Yeah.
it's still a good.
I like it on
veggie.
the. Have you ever put them on the grill?
Yeah, he usually cooks it for me.
Yeah. You
He'll
like
grill it.
asparagus?
It's really nice.
I can tolerate asparagus. I don't love it.
He'll take a
I
bite.
actually
I
don't
did
like
try
cooked
it.
vegetables.
I don't like it.
You like raw
Oh,
vegetables?
I the only true cooked vegetables I will eat is probably corn and green beans. Everything else has to be raw. I don't like.
I like
You like
Like
cooked
green
mushrooms?
beans.
Yeah, well, yeah, like
I
mushrooms and
can't eat
onions, but I mean,
cooked carrots.
like carrots. I'd rather have my carrots raw.
Mm.
I'd rather
Okay.
have my green
Corn.
beans raw.
I love
Spinach,
spinach.
I definitely want raw. But
Well, you
I-
keep
I-
it under nutrition.
You say
yeah, but I mean,
peppers.
I just prefer my
Raw peppers.
my vegetables to be raw, not
Peppers.
cooked.
Cooked peppers.
They had a guy that lived in Peterborough. He was a friend of Joe, the guy who is one of the managers of the studio.
Mhm.
He actually came on my show. He's everything raw. I mean, raw chicken, raw beef. He puts it on the stove long enough to kill all the bacteria and stuff. And he must have done something right because he lived to be well over 100 years old.
Wow.
You know, and I tried for the heck of it. I got chimney ginger ale, shall we say, and I tried to eat steak. And, I'm sorry, my daughter-in-law loves steak till it bleeds through. You know, I'm sorry. I like mine. I could deal with it pink. I could not deal with it raw.
Not raw, but
Medium.
almost still mooing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law will let it move and she'll be happy.
My father used to eat a potato.
Oh, I love raw potatoes.
He used
A
to
little
eat
bit of
raw
salt
onions,
on it?
too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he used to
Oh,
love
a
it.
good
mayonnaise
one,
on
too.
them. Oh.
No, he
Potatoes,
just-
potatoes
her,
are really
her
good.
father would actually just take an onion and eat it like an
apple.
Yeah, that,
My oldest stepdaughter used to do that too, you know. Or my younger stepdaughter, she eats garlic, but she eats so much garlic it really comes out of the pores, you know. And you know, you can everything you can, as much as you might like raw cabbage or raw garlic and all that, you can also go overboard with it. What is your favorite meal?
My favorite meal? Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of things. I love seafood. Is big, but I also I'm doing a garden right now, and I love fruits, vegetables right out of the garden.
Well, when next time you come on, make sure that you make some down.
I would. I had a tomato that was almost ready, but it wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
Like one.
tomato.
I have to limit myself on tomato being diabetic.
Yeah.
So that way
you tell
too.
them why your gardens are growing so good? What's protecting the garden?
Oh, yeah. So I
You?
I had a groundhog that was chewed off all my lettuce and all my kale, and so I had to put a fence around it. Well, she one year bought me this little metal goat to protect the garden. But after this year's assault from Mr. Groundhog, she upped the game and bought a little garden gnome. But the garden gnome is laying down and holding a rifle like a military sniper. It is
I
hysterical.
saw those on Facebook.
Yeah,
Love-
he
I
now
wish they
is
were
like
bigger.
riding on the
Yeah.
back
Actually,
of the
it
goat.
Yeah.
Put some marigolds around it.
I do. Yeah, I have miracles.
You don't like marigolds?
I like the
No.
sniper.
Yeah,
I know.
and the
Every
type
time I
of
see him, I get a
I
big
like that
kick
shit
out
after a
of him.
game.
This year we
Yeah,
put
there's
out,
a whole group of them.
Because he looks
we
serious.
planted out front. We planted a lot of different flowers,
Yeah.
and for some reason I couldn't catch it when I know who did it, and I'd sit there and because they would pull the flowers up and leave them there,
Oh.
and I'd say okay, and but then we started putting sage around there. So when we put the sage around there, we feel my lawn. I could not believe it. I bought Scott's grass seed, and I bought the cheap no-name brand. My lawn is coming out so beautiful. I never knew I had to mow the lawn so much. So I get my Daisy Duke sword out there, and away I go. No, it's fun to watch how life can survive if you wanted to. Okay, anything like a garden is thriving. I think this is a year of surviving with a lot of vegetables. You have a vegetable garden?
No, but I live with a vegetable.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was a little harsh.
No, I do not have.
That was
We've
kind of funny.
actually talked about it. Where we want to put it is, I don't know if we get enough sunlight, but we could do a raised bed. We could try
Well,
it.
we have the greenhouse. We could set that up outside.
Yeah. But we need some way of protecting our actual garden area because we have a lot of pine trees and it's a lot of acid.
You can make up some pretty good excuses for not having it. Huh?
No, I'm just saying that's what we have. We just have
Yeah,
to
I
work.
know. I just had
Yeah.
to think of it.
No, that's fine.
I'd like to grow some peppers and some.
Yeah.
I love green pepper. You like stuffed peppers?
I don't like my peppers cooked.
Do you
I
like
do.
stuffed peppers?
I do. We don't eat them a lot, but I
No,
like
we
it
have now and
when
then, but they're good.
Yeah.
Do you use hamburger or chicken?
Hamburger, rice.
You put rice?
Yep.
Me too. Well, I don't. Scott does. I taught him how to cook once, and he's been off the. He's a better cook than I am.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, And whenever Scott cooks something, he's very precise. It says a half a cup of milk, and there's a half a cup of milk. That's not over, it's not under.
We just give it a whirl.
Yeah, I don't use measuring devices
Me
when I
either.
cook.
Neither does my mother. That's why nothing's written down, because she goes, you just need a little bit of this,
Yeah.
some of that.
Well, some cooking you can get
Like-
away with that, but baking you cannot.
No.
No.
Right. That's why I don't bake. I
My
leave that
foster mother
where
would
they
always.
do.
I used to watch
Yeah, I
my
can't
mother,
make
my
it.
foster mother. A little doobie of that, a little bag of that, pinch of this, a pinch of that, and it would come out always good. I would think I was like 14 or 15 when I made my first meatloaf. That come out really good. The potatoes were kind of watery, but that was all right, But she liked it,
It's the attempt.
Huh? Yeah.
It's the attempt.
I made a sign one time, and the painting was awful, but she liked it. And I was outside of the line, And I am not a painter, I am not a carpenter, but she hung it up for everybody to see. Then I made her a bookcase. It started out this tall. By the time I got done with it, it was like this tall. So I pushed the other kid out of the way. I took his. Got caught too. I am not a carpenter. I wish I could have taken home ec. And I think they should bring back home ec.
Oh, absolutely.
They should.
They don't even teach kids how to sign anymore. How to sign their name.
Cursive.
No.
Yeah, because they think you're going to type everything. Well, that's not.
Civics
was
was,
done
I
on the
took civics,
computer.
I took history. Nothing is being taught. I took in the 11th grade we had U.S. history.
Mm.
Nothing is being taught today.
That way you can hide it.
Now, we know your child is going to be a transgender, so it's a girl, but we know he wants to become, and wants to become a boy, and it's okay for you to go and look at somebody's pee-pee while stuff. That's what they're teaching today.
Mm.
How horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Let the child grow up and decide what he wants to do. I'm glad that my granddaughter's grown up. I'm glad that my son is grown up. I'm in fear for kids today. How about you? You had children, right? You have two boys?
Yeah, they're 30 and 35 though. So
But they did well at school, right?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't have to learn about transgenders and gays and whatever else that you want to call them.
You were who you are who you
Yeah.
are.
I mean, you're supposed to be teaching them,
What's the big deal? Okay.
about life and how to do life and be a responsible person. The other stuff is.
It doesn't even fit into it. I'm waiting for the day. Like we work with spirits. You work with spirits. You work with spirits. When the big universal spirit comes down and says, you know what? Enough is enough. I can visualize all this teaching being blown up in people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Oh, it
not
will.
that far away.
No, it will. It's going to be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I can see it.
Mhm.
Okay. And you can too, right? Can you see it?
No, I just think that, you know what karma is, and a lot of these entitled snowflakes that think everything needs to be handled and handed over to them, and they don't have to work for it, are going to find out that that's not how real life works.
Yeah, it's common
and that's like
sense.
these doctors that do abortions. Okay, I wouldn't want to be accountable.
Me either.
Okay, they had a woman when I went to the born again Christian church. She came in. She said, "All my life, I always done this." And she had a woman's birthing clinic, and she didn't even. She said, "I have to pay consequences." Let me tell you, she went through hell admitting that what she did is stuff. I mean, she made money. But then she said, I can't do it anymore. And she really had to turn her whole life around.
Well, at least you did.
Yeah,
At least you did.
These people that think it's okay when they're 6 months old or a year old or whatever, it's okay
To do a sex
to do
no.
things like that. One thing about you, I do know you're going to have 2 children.
Want to hurry up, please?
And I do know that you're going to make a great parent.
I hope so.
We're gonna.
There's no hope.
However,
Am I still going to be alive when this happens?
yes. And you cannot allow your mother or your father to tell you how to bring up your child.
Wouldn't-
You can be pretty stubborn when you want to be,
Yeah.
like her mother
Yes.
and her father.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, remember, you and I are perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Even if other people don't believe us,
Right?
what we know. And that's why I got my feet in the air, because I don't have my boots on, Yeah. But one of the things I look at, your New England Spirit Society, believe me, is honest, it's sincere, and it's going to grow. And it's going to be around for a long, long time. And I actually see people following, even when he has dementia, when he's 80 years old, but it'll still go on and on and on, So, because you're setting a good example and you're being honest about it, you're not looking with a pat on the back. Don't get me wrong, we all like appraisals.
Oh, yeah. We're not looking to profit off somebody else's.
There's a lot of them that are looking to just be on TV, and all I want to do is make people comfortable when they're home.
Right.
I've had some I've written that come on, and I've actually had them, somehow I lost their paperwork. See, and because I know who's real and who's not. One thing about being spiritually, or I don't even like the word psychic, like spiritual like you and I are, we can tell. I had a lady come on, she said, this is what you're going to tell to my husband. Somehow the big legal paper just fell into the garbage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. She said, what did you do? I go, I don't know, it just fell into the garbage. I said, you're not going to tell me how I'm going to run my show.
Yeah.
Somehow they didn't come on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I exposed another politician, and I loved it. Because you have another one, a whole bunch of them. Don't come to me. And I know if you and I were co-hosting together, don't come to you or I, or any of you, with this list of things that we're going to say and things that we're going to do. I don't buy that. Like right now, we didn't ad-lib anything.
Nope.
No, nothing's pre-scripted. Doesn't
Beyond
need
the
to
Sunset is coming through again.
I'm writing it down right now.
Okay.
So I don't forget.
Yeah. I actually sang a solo in church, and one of the churches that fallen on my head, the old rugged cross. See, one of the things, even though we're spiritual, we still have our beliefs in the higher power. Don't you agree? Whether you choose to call him God, I call it the universal spirit, and it all represents. You figure if they can call him Allah, Buddha, whatever they call. As long as you don't call me too late for dinner, I'm happy. You need more fish. Or the protein.
Me?
Okay.
You like fish.
I do.
I only like
I love fried
Alive
clams.
ended.
Yeah.
What?
You don't eat a lot of fish.
I like fish.
You don't like salmon.
No, I don't either.
Neither do I. I like haddock.
Salmon has to be cooked just the right way.
Well,
Salmon
shrimp
has
isn't
to
a
be
fish.
wild.
And actually-
Right, yes.
Domesticated when it's
Yes.
swimming around in the.
A domesticated salmon tastes horrible.
Yes.
Scott likes salmon.
I like salmon, but I like the wild caught.
That's what he likes the salmon noodle. I try to eat the salmon burgers and all that.
No, I love it. If it's wild caught,
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's
no.
been swimming around in the crap of it.
Yeah.
And I'm more of an ocean fish. I don't like a lot of inland fish.
Right.
I'm just not.
Yeah, I'm a big fried clam eater. Deep fried haddock. I went up. Oh yeah. By the way, folks, we went to 110. I think 110 or 101 Grill on Elm Street yesterday. My friend and I, and the food was top notch. The waitress service was really nice. Could not complain about it. The only thing I didn't like, the portions were too small. And
Is it
when
like a diner kind of a thing? Or?
One Town Grill, yeah, it's a restaurant.
yeah, it's indoor, outdoor.
Oh.
And the service was, and they love it. The waitress like it. I do readings on them when I'm
By,
there.
Oh, cool.
I'll be loving.
And so they like it, but I got to say the atmosphere in there was but I'm glad I didn't have to pay. I mean, shows you how long since I've been drinking. $12 to $15 for a drink. Whew, that adds up.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it used to be $5 when I was a drinker.
I'd probably eat more fish too if it wasn't like $12 a pound,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say if
I
I
love
ate more fish,
shrimp.
if I could drink more.
right?
Love shrimp.
You like shrimp too?
I love shrimp.
Shrimp, cocktail sauce, and all that. Hey, if you want a good place for
Shrimp
dinner
kebabs.
before you go back or whatever,
Shrimp scampi.
go down on South Willow Street and go to the Golden Corral. You don't like it?
Yeah, we had one of those up our way too.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Why, did you have a bad experience?
I didn't have no bad
Isn't the
experience.
Golden Corral the place where they keep their food under heat lamps?
No.
It would be a buffet.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yes. Oh, this is a buffet, but then
Nope.
every 10 minutes they change it.
Nope.
You know, you're thinking she had a bad experience at the Great Wall.
No, I've had
No,
bad
she's talking about the one in Maryland.
Nope.
Oh.
We went
Thank you.
to John.
Oh, yeah, I heard that a lot
Oh.
of different ones, but here they're changing it all the time. And
Yeah, this one didn't.
Yeah, we can
And-
go there.
And I know the owner, so that helped. You know, and
You'll
they would,
just
if you
sit there.
decide to go
I'll
there,
just sit
there's
in
a
the
waitress.
vehicle.
I would recommend that you ask for her. Her name is Diamond.
Diamond?
Yep, that's her name.
Most little kids.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah.
And the service is, you know, the food is, for me, the food is phenomenal.
I just don't
But
like
it's like
food
you
sitting
are,
under
if
heat
they have
lamps.
bad experiences. You know. And I used to go to the Manchester buffet, and I see them closed down due to health reasons. So that makes you wonder, you know. But I would definitely tell you that either that or go to, you know, like these different ones. I don't go to Applebee's after I got treated because if I do, I'm going to wear my Trump hat again.
Oh.
You know, I think it's so sad
Everybody,
that people, because of your political views, have to treat you that way. You know. Are you in a relationship right now? Sorta, could be.
It's complicated.
Oh, your life is complicated, honey. We already know that.
There.
But it's going to work out, you know. But it's going to take a lot of iron on the fire there is work together, okay? Now, one thing I give you credit for is that you don't interfere. If you want your advice, you're not bashful giving it. But you're also, that's her life, you know. I'm always, and I think it's fantastic that you two are really close. You know, like you are with your family, you know, and yours, you know. And I had a lady that come in 2 days ago. The 5 sisters, they go everywhere together. They all moved into Florida together. They sold their
Well, I
pool.
pretty much brought her up, so, yeah.
But, you know, and this is what I find that the way family should be. I'm not saying it's perfect, because I'm sure it's not, but it's the way it should be. Are you're an only child?
She ate her brother.
I'm sorry?
She ate her brother.
Probably. Do you ever
a
wonder
good
what it would like to have
story.
another
I like that.
brother or sister?
Kind of, because then he would leave me alone.
Are you a
He's
nagger?
literally like having a brother sometimes. I just want to, you know.
Boundaries.
Well, we've got Chester at the house right now, so it kind of is like having a brother.
She would have had a, well, unfortunately her body wouldn't allow her to carry it through.
Yeah, that was the other half of you.
You should have been a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
we
We
figured.
keep telling her she ate him.
Probably did.
It's
And he's
funny.
up there, he's smiling and said that he's going to be your son.
Oh God.
Karma.
And you were just
We
glowing.
just have to pray. We just have to pray he doesn't act like your father.
Well, I mean that's me, so it'll be mom. So he'll be like,
no,
he'll,
your father was able to do stuff that you wouldn't dare to do.
I mean,
You are a
Sound
daredevil.
of karma.
Me too.
Me?
Yeah.
just shove it.
The best fun I had was when we took the old-fashioned telephone station where you went in the payphone and the
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
booth there, and we took a logging chain and we wrapped it around that, and we put it underneath the chief of police rear end there. That what do you call that thing? The axle,
cruiser.
rear
Yeah,
axle.
the axle.
Yeah. And we went flying down by it. And somehow its car just didn't move. They knew I did it, but they couldn't prove it.
Exactly.
Today they could.
They would
You
now
know?
because there's cameras everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
But only that, my DNA does wonder. Folks, don't do what we did as kids, because now you're not going to get away with it.
There's no escape now.
You know, and honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth doing it. It's not worth it now.
No, life is
I think
different
about
now.
it, yeah. But I mean, we did it. We had fun doing it, you know. I was in trouble. But somehow the typewriters fell out a window one time in high school. But that was my day off, so they couldn't blame me when I kind of instigated it.
I think parents expected that kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a different world.
But if you got in trouble at school, you got in trouble at home.
Oh, yeah, it was big time. Yeah.
And you never got in trouble, though.
No.
Did you? I could picture you be a little rowdy, not bad.
I like how she
I was
Let's
lucky
just
enough
say-
that I didn't get into any trouble that I couldn't hide. Let's put it that way. I got in minor. Not
Your dad
nothing-
says we knew it all, though.
They might. I'm sure they did, because as Paula said, they were parents. That you'd walk in the door, and my mother might not have talked to anybody. She might have not gone out of the house, but you walked in the door, and she could tell you in detail what it was you did and what you did wrong.
I swear mothers had eyes in the back of their head,
They
just
do.
like teachers.
They're very psychic also.
My mother never
They have
asked
to be.
me why I did something. She asked me how I did it.
And then she blamed it on me.
And then I just,
How did all
out
of you
yourself.
meet?
huh?
How did all of you meet?
Well, I met Brittany when she came out of Keri's stomach.
Yeah.
I
For sure.
Huh?
For sure.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
there.
yeah, he was there.
I did great until Keri puked on me. I met Keri through one of her girlfriends, one of her friends. I was dating one of her best friends.
Homewrecker.
That was back in high school.
Yeah, homewrecker.
Matter of fact, we'll be doing 31 years this year. 31 years there.
Congratulations.
August 4th.
August 4th, yeah.
Yeah. I met Paula through Jamie doing an investigation at Jamie's old house. And then somehow we clicked, and we've been tight ever since. And then we adopted her.
When I moved back from Florida, yeah, that's when
You didn't like Florida?
I loved Florida. I came back because my mom started not doing good. So
So, you guys have been close friends ever since?
Yeah.
If I told you all of you in your past life, you all knew each other, what would you say to me?
wouldn't surprise
doubt.
me.
Wouldn't surprise. Just the way we kind of.
But you were so mean to him.
Right off.
Yep.
I mean,
Today or then?
Back then. You are today, but I mean, back then.
which year?
I don't take prisoners.
No, but you were so
He
mean
says
to
you were mean
him.
to him.
You were always getting him in trouble.
Wait a minute,
I've had to
he
be
can do
the-
that by
I've had to
himself.
be the mother figure for many
Because you're so
questionable
good at
people.
it.
But you had no regrets for it.
No, because I could slap them all right upside the head.
No regrets.
No
Well, except for
regrets.
him, you can't slap him upside
No regurgitating back,
the
right?
head.
You know, and that's like, I love having you. I feel like we're all close friends here, you
Yeah.
know? And this is why I like having everybody here. If we don't agree on something, it's cool. We don't have to. We can discuss it. Or just don't hit my beautiful face. 'Cause that's a lot of plastic surgery there, honey.
Then you have to
This
go
whole
through
side
me.
of my, huh?
Then they have to go through me.
All right. This side through here is all plastic surgery. When I was born, I had no skin on my side and all that. And actually, it was done in Hanover and in Mongolia. And I had my first surgery. And then I went over to Hitchcock Clinic, so that took them. And then when I was 15, they had a hold my mouth up inside and take all of that out, and then they did another one. So, of course, back then, because I couldn't see or you considered slow with it, and I didn't fit in with people.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't like people anyway.
That was part of your path.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to.
I mean, that's where I am today. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And when I think about all the things I used to do, and I went, oh my God. But I used to live on the dark side too. I was able to lift a table. I actually did a seance one time where I got up and knocked this lady out of her chair because the dark side come up and told her to leave her alone. Can you imagine trying to explain that in a court of law?
I would have
The
liked
voices told me.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
I would have liked to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I had another lady who went after her husband or boyfriend, husband then, and she would try to bite his whatsies on. Then I had a hard time breaking them spells because I allowed all that negative energy. So when they talk about the negative energy, I've done it. I've been there. So, and like with you, where you are today, you earned it, so no one can try to BS you because you know what it's going to say with all of you. That's why I am going to tell you that you have a lot more success coming. I actually see you going to Nantucket.
Ooh,
I've never been there. I would love to go.
that would be.
Fun.
That would be
It's
really
a
cool.
big old-fashioned lodge. They're going to pay all
Yeah.
your expenses, okay? And they're going to have you on it. And they'll give you, like you don't charge, but they're going to want to give you a sizable donation,
Sweet.
okay? So the success is all up to you guys. I want to thank all of you for coming on. Trust you'll come back on again.
Always.
It's always fun coming
It's
on,
always
isn't it?
fun.
It
And we
is.
talk about not necessarily readings. I started to do it to
Everything.
cards, but we talk about what it's all about. Well, one thing about you is I do know you got a lot of 21 and 22, towards the end of 21 and 22, you got a lot of good changes coming. Go for it.
Almost like I'm way past that age.
It's the blonde in her
My
coming
brain caught up.
Oh, okay. Hey, honey, you're a blonde, so we understand. But anyway, everybody out there, remember, you are the winner every day. And listen to the New England Spirit Society is on. What's the website?
NewEnglandSpiritSociety.org.
.org. And if you have any questions about what we talked about, don't be afraid to ask them. They'll answer you. And, you know, it's all up to you. Remember, every day you are the winner. We'll see you next week.